Is Thursday, the 25th of September, 2025. And I don't usually do this. I should do this more, but I was noticing on my most recent videos, my analysis of what actually or possibly happened to Charlie Kirk. I'm getting a lot of dislikes, and I'm getting a lot of feedback saying that people can't believe I'm falling for this false flag. And I've come at every single situation or event that's happened internationally with an unbiased lens, and not everything is a false flag or things like that, right? And so um, I did have access as soon as I got home. Like, I had been gone all day, didn't have internet access, and I started immediately reviewing any of the footage that was available. And I'm talking slow mo, frame by frame, taking screen grabs, when I was sharing this with multiple other people within my community, my network, other people that are not mainstream media people. These are people that are veteran infantry officers, people that are working in the international security industry in various capacities. These are people that are working law enforcement, people that are still working in the special forces, and others, and hunters, just people that I trust. I know that people that were former snipers, veterans, and hunt all the time, every single different caliber of friggin' weapon you want to fire, and then beyond that, crossbow and bow, and anyway, and anyways, the comments that I was getting on my videos is that people can't believe I'm getting duped by this false flag, as if I'm not coming at this with a little bit more experience to assess an assassination, especially when there's firearms included. When this has been part of my work experience, not only in the military, but post, when I was doing executive protection for the heads of the Bank of Canada, for people like Justin Trudeau and the head of the Toronto Raptors, et cetera, et cetera. And so, nothing I'm getting, people are saying, oh, you're getting everything that I'm sharing is from mainstream media. Nothing I have shared was from mainstream media. I have been sharing mainstream media people that have a lot of people following, like millions of people viewing their show, their videos, and I'm correcting some things or trying to give a little bit more analysis and feedback on why they're going down these routes, right? Because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and so anyway, so I'm just going to do some points here. So frame by frame with actual experts, okay, and including myself. By the way, my background is 15 years as an infantry officer, where I have fired every single firearm or weapon system in the Canadian Armed Forces, and I have fired American weapons as well, obviously, and I am a hunter. I do own firearms. I do own a rifle. I do own a shotgun. I do own pistols. I don't like to say this stuff, but it's and so, and I've also been a firearms instructor, et cetera, et cetera. And this is all verifiable. So again, I'm saying this just to give context. I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, but I am saying that I'm coming at this with at least some experience that should give me a little bit of credibility when I'm saying it sounded like a hunting rifle. And I was saying that before it was even confirmed. And then the casings, looking into the casings, and then seeing what they said, why that mattered. I was the first person, so I look at the timestamp of my videos, and then when people like Candace Owen and these other mainstream media people like Megan, all of it, I was in advance saying things like the Ciao Bella likely comes from the Bella Ciao song from Italy from the 1930s and 40s. It was popular. It was an anti-fascist song, and even in the video that I shared, which was not from a mainstream YouTube account, I unpacked it and said, how this was again clearly some kind of a radicalized individual. I discussed Discord channels, all of that stuff regarding that, and so I don't know how I got that from anyone mainstream, and so sorry, what else was there? I'm just going down the list here. I located actual witnesses. I found them online. I verified that they were actually at the event, and I also debunked people that were claiming that they were there, trying to get clout and gain notoriety, I guess, and make it seem like they were in a position that they were, or an event rather, that they were at when they were not there. And so I showed people that were actually there. They had videos of even before the traumatic event happened, of where they were in the crowds and stuff like that, or going to the event, talking about it, and then verified and confirmed a lot of things, right? And so I had multiple witnesses that I verified, which takes a lot of friggin' time. But and these, I don't even think these videos that I shared, that I highlighted and saved on my Instagram, I don't even think Candace or anyone else has even shared those witness accounts, which answers a lot of questions regarding if he was wearing body armor or not, if his family was there, what happened with the ring and why he was moving fingers. It was because it was a hinge ring. Talked about the bodyguard who had done work with his security detail that was utilized for him, and then he gave his own assessment. I identified Dr. Frank Turek, who people at the beginning were saying was involved in this, and I kiboshed that. I shared even his response in regards to that, and so anyways, and so people are like disliking my videos. And again, I understand people. It's your choice to believe this or not, but I'm giving my assessments not based on anything else but actual objective data, and then my own experience and skill sets to do my own analysis. And then where I have questions, I'm actually sharing this to other experts, and they're and we're still back and forth on this. So it's still ongoing. And so frame by frame. And so even with Stu Peters, like with the video he shared, I debunked it. I went frame by frame on a live video and showed how he's coming up with this theory that it was an exploded mic, and that, or people are saying that it was like a shot from the rear, and that what we thought was an entrance wound is an exit wound. It is not. It's not what. So this is what I mean. And so these conspiracy theories that are incorrect, just by virtue of just analyzing the footage, the actual evidence, for people that have experience looking at that, like it's like we're debunking it. And so I don't know what more to say about that regarding the so he was pushed back, right? And so when you're pushed back, your head is naturally going to move forward a little bit, and for him it was his left shoulder as well. So it was like, and so that is a very clear indicator again that the shot came from where we see it. And so again, that's just my assessment without looking at anyone else's information. That's just looking at body language. And okay, so what else here? Okay, so yeah, that, and then even anyways, there's so much more. So not everything is a false flag. Do I think there's more people involved? Yes, I do. And so I think he was in communication with people leading up to this assassination. And I think that the text messages they sound very scripted. It's like I'm leaning towards that Tyler Robinson and his boyfriend, they were, this was like pre-planned conversations that were going to happen to clear his boyfriend, like I've said a million times, and others from being involved. And that's why he said that he was going to keep it until he died, or keep it to his grave. And which again, you would make people, it would lead people to believe that, oh yeah, I did this alone, right? I was going to take it to my grave, and it's like no one else knows. But again, I think he's just trying to cover for people, because again, the text messages in themselves sound weird. Do I trust people like high up in the intelligence communities? No, I don't. I think there are good people that are working in these organizations. I do believe there's a lot of corruption at the top, and a lot of smoke and mirrors, and a lot of covert operations that are going on that are counter to societal development and advancement and stuff like that, and that people have been tampering with evidence, or removing evidence, or burying evidence, or destroying it, or lying under oath, and all these things. So I can understand why people are not trusting of the information. But more and more people are now trying to analyze this. And so we're getting a lot of the footage. I did look again, even frame by frame, of like him leaving the rooftop, and then jumping down, and then the walk, and it's seeing that it's likely that this is a firearm. Again, this is just based on my own experience. And so there's a lot more I can say. Like the ridiculousness of people saying that again, this guy, like by fixing his sleeve, that he was remote detonating this mic, the hand palm thing. Again, this is all nonsensical, because the people that are trying to say that are responsible for this, I've shared the videos, and people are still saying that, like, I can't believe you're falling for this. In the crowd, this guy was just, it was a subtle movement. You can see both of his hands. There's no weapon in his hand. And I did this frame by frame, slow mo, and the people that were around him were not responding in such a way where there was any kind of loud noise or explosion or blast within their vicinity, and people that were right by him. And there was no muzzle, there was no flash, there was no smoke coming from his hand, none of that stuff, not even a little bit, nothing, no major movements. His hand didn't blow off. Like if he was hiding it behind his hand. Oh, like no, maybe the barrel was inside his hand. Okay, well, people, again, just think through things. And not just believe in psyops. And so this is one of the links that I was provided. to debunk what I'm sharing. This is one link that was given to me by someone who was like, I can't believe you're falling for this false flag. What is this? Respectfully, I do look at so much information that people have given me, and this is what people are giving to me, even though I give hours and hours worth of content. And yeah, I'm just gonna give one more video that was sent to me to debunk me. Okay, so government fraud connections. David Icke. What kind of like experience does David Icke have with investigations or security or defense or any of that stuff? Tommy Robinson and McDonald. Okay, under the spotlight. Okay, so this is from Indigo Child, and again, the guy I listened to a little bit. Let's see what they have to say that's going to debunk anything that I've shared.
I'm quite a small guy, but I would literally be running around. I'd be trying to go to all of the calls, trying to do my absolute best for everybody. Didn't like the traffic element. That wasn't why I joined the job. I joined to help, Mrs. Miggins, who's been burgled and victimised. That was what I wanted to deal with. Yeah. Anyway, in 2016, Theresa May reduced the police numbers by about 20,000. And she also started closing loads of police stations. Sorry, did you want to say something?
No. Yeah, you definitely, it was a big shift for the police at that time, right? 2016.
Yeah, it was huge. And interestingly, that's the year of the Pizzagate scandal, all right, which we're going to be touching on. And I think that is what's triggered a lot of what we've seen over the last few years. So much for let me speak to you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, okay. So all right, they're through.
I bought a flat, in a property, and I became a director for the company that oversees that property, presuming it was legitimate and lawful and legal. I had no reason to believe it wasn't at that point. And then we had a roofing project in 2020, which led me to ask questions and want to look at the bank documents. I'd never seen them for the company. Well, that is what triggered this whole thing, because the acting chairman became angry at me and resigned a few days later. So I knew there was something going on with the accounts within the company. And that is what's triggered the largest, not only the largest,
so where's Charlie Kirk?
And I can talk about that now if you want, or I can show you an example of the fraud first, so you understand exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it. However you want to move forward, really.
I think maybe showing a bit of the fraud and just starting there would be amazing. One thing you've just said though that I had to write.
Unlimited. Click on that.
Okay, so this was literally on one of my Rumble comments, and actually, wait, no, maybe that's someone that was just giving me something else to look at. Okay, so this is unrelated, possibly to. Yeah, so never mind. So this might be just something that is on my Charlie Kirk video, but that's unrelated to that. So I'm apologizing for using this video to see if you were trying to debunk my video. Okay, so that's just complete. Yeah, because some people do comment on my video with other topics, and so that's fair. And there was another link to a Facebook video or image that I can't even open. So I don't know if it was removed or not. So anyway, that's my breakdown. And so people take it for what they want. I try to provide the truth and facts, and I'm not going to paint it in some kind of like a conspiracy bubble or anything like that, or put blame on people where there's in this specific incidents like no direct blame to be had, right? I do think that it was Tyler Robinson, unfortunately, that committed this heinous act. I believe he was radicalized. I believe that this far left radical propaganda that's been spewing out of mainstream media and academia and within like the House of Representatives, etc. It's just been too much, and the funding by the philanthropy groups, these woke DEI CRT groups, that again, it's so toxic. It's so toxic and indoctrinating and divisive that people are falling for it more and more, right? And so it's I said this is going to be the year of an increase in domestic terrorism, and so I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen, But yeah, hopefully it's not followed by more attacks, but we will see. I'm hoping not. Anyways, on that note, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day or night, whenever you're watching this.